Hello everyone, my name is Katie of my GreenlandQuilter channel. I hope everybody has had a really great week. I can't believe Friday is already here. Imagine that. We are now over halfway through April and I really don't see how that even happened. So I hope everyone will join me tonight for another sew along. So far there's only one person in here. So hey Robin, I hope you're doing good. Um, I guess I'll sit here and twiddle my thumbs until people start showing up because anyway, I can talk a little bit about what we got upcoming. A week from today, Nikolai will be coming home on today. A week from today, actually, he'll be coming home. Saturday, we will be working on probably either Magnolia or the Tula Pinks monthly sew along from Fat Quarter Shop. I haven't decided which one I will want to work on yet. And then Tuesday, I have Shonda and Andy coming to crochet with me. We're going to have a crochet live, which will be fun, something different. And because these two ladies crochet, so we have that going on. And yeah, so hey Diane, welcome. I'm good to see you. So let me get this chat popped out of the screen so I can move it aside. Okay, so what I'm going to do tonight, we are going to do block 6 of the 1000 block. And I think I should show all of y'all. Hey, Brinka, long time no see. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and re-show you all 5 blocks that's been done so far. And then we will continue on from there. So that you guys, those that have not seen these blocks, can see these blocks. Okay, so that one's staying there. Okay, so far we have sewn 5 from the 1000 block book, and I'll show you the book. This is the book. This is the Quiltmakers 1000 block book, and I've been doing blocks out of here, tutorials out of this book. Okay. Okay, so here's block number 1, which is French twist. Block number 2, railroad crossing. Block number 3, above and beyond. Let's see. Block number 4 is nested bear paw. Block number 5, and I have 2 different variations of this one. The first variation, this one's called pivot point. That's one variation with the background. And this is variation 2. Okay, so that's where we are on the blocks. And then tonight we are going to make a block called Churn Star. And there's a section in it that we're going to talk a little bit about, especially for those of you who are like me and angle challenged. You're going to see what I'm talking about, because if you don't pay attention and you turn one of those triangles, half triangles around, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so those were the 5 blocks so far. And I have already made a sample of block 6. So I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. But we're going to go through and make the block. And this is block 6 sample of what it's supposed to look like. Robin says number 4 is her favorite so far. So this is the churn star. That's what we're going to make tonight. Okay, so let's talk about the block. For those of you who are sewing along on this, it is on page 504. And it is block number 993. Okay, so here's what the layout of the block looks like down here. So the biggest trouble right here is these two triangles right here, these two half triangles right here. Because one has to go in one direction and the other one has to go in the other direction for to be attached to this. And there's also a bigger triangle that goes down here. So it looks like a flying geese, but it's this angle here that's the biggest trouble that I noticed. Okay, so what we're going to do is first I'm going to lay out, and I'm going to turn the camera where you can see it. Let's turn the camera around. Okay. And then I'm going to set everything up here. First, I like to set things up and label them. So this is A, B. You got two A's of two different colors. B, C, D's, and these are E's. I don't know what happened to my E, but anyway, silliness. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, based on I'm going to look at the book, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out the block so you can see how it is. Now, normally, most of us would just go ahead and start piecing it, but because I'm angle challenged, I want to make sure I have those triangles going the right direction. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the center block so you can see it. And we're just going to progressively work our way through this block. So we're going to need one of these on one side. All right. So putting the, see, and it's very easy. I need another table. It's very easy for me to knock this off this drawer, like what you just saw me do. Okay, anyway, we're not going to let that antagonize me today. Okay, then we're going to put some long strips up here, one here, and one here, okay? And then what I did last time is I took and went ahead and put the big triangles, just estimate where they need to be. Move these letters out of the way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay these triangles out the way they're supposed to be, and make sure that you have your triangles turned in the right direction. Not, you need to have the point up, not down. Okay, just like that. And what I think I want to do is we're going to go ahead and get the center done first. Now, when I was putting the block together, the sample block together, I started with the triangles first, but I want to get this down to size so that you can start seeing everything come together. And then it'll make more sense as we put it along. And hey, Pat says, good afternoon. This is a fun block. I have enjoyed all of them so far and looking forward to more. Yeah, I'm having fun with these blocks. It's a great skill builder for sure, for sure. Wouldn't you agree with that, Pat? Because, you know, there's a lot of technicality in these blocks, and I'm starting to learn the mechanics of the blocks a little better, or get a better understanding of them anyway. I'm going to go ahead and put these corner parts on, because you'll start seeing the layout of those block itself. And I got to be very careful not knock this on the floor. Last night, I was working on a PMQ, and I kept knocking what I was working on the floor, which is annoying. Okay, here comes the fun part. So you got to look at the way this picture is, because this book doesn't really give you any, it doesn't take you step by step on how to do that flying geese right here. So you have to look at the picture to figure it out. And what I ended up doing to figure this out is I realized that I needed to take these and these and put them together and then start sewing them, you know, before I sewed any other part, I needed to do these two first. So what I'm going to do is we are going to, oh, they're sticky. They're sticking together. As long as you take your time, it comes together. Yes. When I realized that, sorry, I always struggle with this angle, always. I don't know why I have such trouble with it. Okay, so let me sit here and I'm going to put my book aside where I can still see it. But, okay. So then, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one set and I'll start placing them around the block or around the triangles. So watch what I do here. And this is all going to make sense once you see what happens. Nope, wrong way. Wrong side. Okay. And then you have this bigger triangle that comes into play. And it comes in right there. Okay. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So here it is. So what really you need to do is you need to sew these two together first. On all the way around, you need to sew all of them together. So let me go ahead and lay them out first. Hey, Jody, welcome, welcome. Hello. Gixmo, hello. I need to give you, okay. Hi, Nanita. Sorry about the weird stuff going on. I don't have a, looks like a, well, Pat's a moderator. Hi, Laura Sup. What's up? Oh my gosh. I just cracked myself up. Okay. Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just going to move around and get all these laid out so you can see them. Hey, Robin. Well, I already said hi to Robin. I think you may need to block. Yeah, I have dealt with it already. Okay. It's okay, Jody. We don't usually get them. It's been really great. I haven't had as much trouble, but some of these people are so weird. That's the best way to do it. Let them out and be careful when you pick them up to sew. Yes. Okay. And I'm also looking at my sample star to make sure I don't, you know, so we're good. Because that's definitely my problem is I get confused with how the angles are. And it's very easy to just make a mistake because it's an interesting way to put this particular block together. So, all right, we're going to keep on going. If you have any questions, let me know. You can also probably ask Pat because Pat's been keeping up with this also, and she knows the mechanics of this block also. But can you see how it's starting to come together already? I think y'all are going to like this block to what, once you've already seen a sample of it. And this is going to run on top of this other one because I don't have everything spread out evenly. But don't worry about that. I just want you to see how this is supposed to look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the board and sew these two triangles together first. That way I don't get myself all turned around, as Pat pointed out. As long as you take your time when you're doing this, and it will come together. Okay, Katie, if only those people would do good things instead of pushing out scam and not nice thing. I know, right, Laura? And Laura says the block is beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It's like the world no longer cares to be good to each other. It's like they thrive off of being doing bad things. And I know that I'm an old lady now, but I don't understand why goodness is not a thing anymore, or kindness or sweetness or yeah, I know. I should not get on a rant about that, but uh-oh, I think I got this one turned the wrong way. Yes, I do. See how quickly that could have happened? That could have been a train wreck. All right, so we're going to keep on going. I'm coming along with it. Put the next one up here. And make sure I have this one turned the right way. And then we'll put this one in. And keep turning the block. And I know this is like an extra step for some people, but for someone like me, and I know there's more, I've heard through viewers that there's more than just me that's angle challenged. So this, by laying this out, it helps those of us who have trouble with these weird angles to get it put together better without, having to use the seam ripper multiple times just to get the block together. Because let me tell you, I've had my fair share with these angles and the ripper. Katie, I believe most of the world is good, but few that aren't are a pain in the you know what. Yes, they are. Don't forget to share y'all's channel. Any of you who have a channel, why is it that not in the channel? Diane says, do what works for you. Yes. For those of you who have a channel, y'all can share your channels by using the exclamation mark selfie to share your channel. I totally am up for that. So make sure you share so people can go and see what you have to offer, because we're one big community and it's well worth seeing everybody's. Okay, now here you got it. I have it all laid out. All right, the first thing I want to do, and I'm going to try not to knock this off. It's very easy to knock off. What I should do is maybe put this on top of this bottle. I don't know if you can still see it if I do that, but let's see if you can still see this. Yes, you can. Let's see, do I move that way or that way? Yeah, let me move it out a little bit. That way you can see what I'm doing, because I don't want to knock it all on the floor and have to repeat again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew this to this and this side first. I'm going to do the center first, and then we're going to work on them half triangles. Okay, so let's get sewing. You won't be able to see me sewing because I want you to see the block. Oh, Katie, your channel is all love and kindness, and I appreciate you that. Thank you, Laura. I try my best. I know y'all know I've been going through some stuff lately, and there's that, but it's mostly because sometimes, I come from a place where people used to say that I was too innocent because I always tried to see the good in every person. And when you see the good in every person, sometimes that gets you into trouble. But if you don't try to see the good instead of trying to look for bad in everyone, I think that leads for a rough life. Hi, Shirley. Welcome, welcome. And I really appreciate all y'all who come and watch me sew and watch me, make a mess of things sometimes. But that's okay, like I was saying, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I was talking about, 2 weeks ago when we were making that other block that I was struggling with. My learning how to do tutorials along with some of these really technical blocks is really a great learning teaching moment, because It's helping me get better at doing this whilst, better about showing y'all how to do it on the live, but also it's teaching me my skill set on getting these blocks together, because I'm starting to get an understanding of the mechanics of the blocks. And y'all have heard me say many times that sometimes I don't always understand the mechanics of a block. And because of that, I tend to make mistakes. And, and mistakes is how we learn. It is not wrong to make a mistake. It's what you do with it from the mistake. And sometimes some of us will make that same mistake multiple times, which I do. And I don't see that as something negative. I see that as teaching me, hey, maybe you need to pay better attention, or maybe you need to approach it from a different way. And that's what I'm learning right now. So what is everybody working on today? And how has your week? Tell me how your week has been. I hope you've had a good week. I can't believe it's Friday already. I don't know where the time went. And I'm so happy to see all of you in here. And don't forget to like the the live if you don't mind, because that helps my channel. I know y'all get tired of hearing people talk about that, but liking and sharing lives does help our channel. When I took a week off, I was shocked at how much my stats dropped down. So I guess people really liked the lives a lot. I just was burnt out. I needed to take a break. And I am so excited about Nikolai coming home in a week from now. I am going to be so glad when he gets here. And I have, we're going to do a cool project together on a live. He bought me that Love Lego kit, and we are going to build it on a live together. And we're going to see who gets. We already know that Nikolai's going to whoop me on how fast it gets done. But it'll be fun watching us do it together as a team, because the Love Lego blocks are so cool. Okay. Robin says, what I love about your content is it is real life. We are learning from you. Yeah, what you see is what you're going to get from me. Inez says, I have the 1000 block book. Most is on disc. Haven't tried it yet. Can join us if you have the time, Inez. And then Laura says, Katie, I always look for the good in everyone. Please don't lose that. Your approach in life is in a positive way, and sharing that is important for those who are focused on the negative. Yep. I have to do that because, I feel like, because most of you know that, well, you don't know the dirty details or nothing like that, but you know that I've had a rough life. And I can't, someone one time said to me, why don't you just give up and give into it? And I'm like, no, I might have to fight all the time to survive or whatever. Back then it was survival more than anything. And now it's not so much about survival, it's just keeping my head in gear, But I will never give up. Never. That's why I will never, people who have rough lives, sometimes they tend to turn to things to block out their sadness, like drinking or whatever. And I've chose not to do any of that because I don't feel that it solves anything. Sleeping in bed all day? No, I might do that sometimes. Just because I want to escape, but that's okay. Choose to be happy, says Diane. That's right. Let me see here. Backyard, how is my baby? Wait a minute. Hey, Andy, how are you doing? I'm like, wait, did he slip in when I didn't see him? It's good to see you, Andy. I finally figured out what the problem was and why I couldn't see you. Shelly says, I am trying to do a quilted hug. I have an aunt with dementia up in Fairbanks. I am going to see her next month. Oh, that's so cool to go make her something special. Let me see here. My son and I do Lego castles. He collects them. That's cool, Inez. You should share them over on my GreenlandQuilter page. Facebook page. You can share your Lego ones on there because Nikolai is a Lego builder, and so they're okay to be put in the group. Let me see here. Today has been busy. I mowed my backyard, then I worked on the Scrappy project from yesterday. Then I started on today's block and just have 2 more seams to go. Cool. Yeah, that Scrappy block project we're doing is going to take a little while, but I'm happy to be doing it. Hey, Sherry, how has your day been? I hope you've had a good one. Or Katie, most people know that I had a very traumatic childhood, and I choose to focus on the blessings I have in life, not the things that could be considered traumatic or unfortunate. That's a great way to look at it. Okay, we've got one more side to put on here, and then I'll show it to you. And then we'll start working on those naughty little triangles. All right. One of the things I've noticed with my eye, because y'all know I have trouble with my eyes a lot. When I'm doing dark colored fabric, it really teases my eyeballs. Does anybody else experience that when they're working with dark color? All right, so, okay, I'm going to show you this block in just a minute, as soon as I get it sewn on here. I just need to make sure I have it lined up right. I'm having to stick it under the light to see what I'm doing. It's when you get 2 colors, the 2 of these dark colors side by side, that's what's teasing me. And right now, what I've been doing as I'm doing the seams is I've just been doing the finger press along with using my seam roller. That way, I don't have to move this board every 2 seconds. We are going to go to the pressing to the iron at some point here because the triangles are going to need heat so that I can get them to lay down. The white tone on tone mess with me, says Pat. Yeah, isn't that interesting how that happens? Dots mess with my eyes, says Cynthia. And hello there. Katie, you found your heartlight, and I have found the same with my husband. In fact, I feel like my life began when I met him. He is my heartlight. And I'm happy for you on that, Laura. I agree with you. It's like there are times I've made a comment to him. I said, there are times when I wish I'd have met you when we were younger. But if life meant to us to be together earlier, we would have already been together. Because I really, he's just made my life different. And I really love him a lot. Let's see. Okay. No catching up here. All right. So how's everybody's weather? Are y'all already feeling like summertime? Or are you still in spring? Or are you still in winter? I saw something today that because I keep up with weather and stuff worldwide because it affects all of us, including us here in Greenland. Especially if something different is going on in the United States, it definitely affects what goes on here. And they're talking about that the polar vortex is going to break down again, and it's going to affect temperatures in the United States. And I'm thinking, if it's going to heat things up in the United States, then we're probably going to be chillier. Thank you, Sherry. Yep, I'm coming along on this. I got a little bit of rest, so I'm not as tired as I was. Now, if I can just get my eating habits back in check, I'll be fine with that. Been fasting a lot lately. Hadn't felt like eating, so let's do water and fast. Okay, now we got this center done, and here's what it looks like. So this is the center. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the middle so you can see it. Okay, there you go. Now we got that done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to go all the way around the board, but I'm going to do it one at a time. I'm going to sew these two here, the light to the dark on each side. That's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to chain it, and I'm going to make sure that I know where I started at, so that when I pull it out of the machine, I can lay it back out the way I sewed it. So let's sew this side to this side. That's how that needs to do. You need to fold it over, because you're going to fold those two straight edges together. And yeah, and just take your time when you're doing this so that you're not stretching any of the biases. And these blocks do not have to be perfect. You just need to make sure you have your angles going in the right direction. What we're striving here for is to just get the whole thing put together. Then I'm going to come over here and grab the next one like this, fold it over, and I'm going to sew down that seam. Everybody can see this, right? Pat says, I do love your colors in this one, Katie. Thank you. I ran out of, you saw on the sample star, I used a different dark navy blue on the sample star. I thought I had enough of that left over. Not. So I had to choose a different color. And I had to use a different color on the legs of the star, or on the flying geese part of it, because I ran out of that one too. Because I've been working out of my, I've been pulling out of my stash because I don't have a lot of yardage. Well, I have yardage, but not enough. So most of these are coming from fat quarters and from 10-inch squares that I have. Because I haven't bought any fabric since November. Do y'all want to see me sewing these, or do you want me to leave the setup of the camera the way I have it? What do y'all like better? Seeing me sew, or just leaving the camera on the design board so you can see what's going on with that? Please hit the thank you, Laura, for that. Let's see. Katie, please be careful with fasting. Take care of yourself. I will. Yeah. Uh, Shirley says it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, drizzling and gloomy. Hey, Norma, welcome to the channel. I've not seen you in here before. Welcome, welcome. Cold here in Newfoundland. No leaves on the trees yet, says Inez. Uh, hey, Inez, do you live close to the coast? I'm just curious because do you ever see, if you do live near the coast, do you ever see the icebergs that come from Greenland? God has a plan. We never know exactly what, this is Lord. God has a plan. We never know exactly what it is. And sometimes we are surprised by it. However, it is always the best for us in the end. Okay. And then Jody says it's warm and thunder here. Okay. Let me see here. How do you go so long without buying fabric? How much do you buy at one time? The reason I haven't bought fabric is because money is tight right now. Inflation has really been kicking our butt over here, and I've had to sacrifice a little bit to, yeah. And normally, no, this past November, usually in November, Missouri Star puts yardage on sale of batiks, because I tend to try to stock up on my batik section of my stash. But this past November, they really didn't have a lot of batiks on sale like they did the year before. And yeah, and I just, to be frank, I have no money to buy fabric right now. None. So I'm basically working out of my stash right now. I don't have a huge stash. I think I have enough to get me by for, I'm hoping, at least a year or longer. And then we'll see what happens after that. Okay. Let's see. Inez says, that's my goal for 25, no buying fabric, use what I got. Yep. See, that's why I'm doing, I have, like I was telling everybody, most everybody that's been watching lately knows that I have 141 charm packs in my stash. And that happened between 2015 and 2019. I haven't bought any charm packs since 2019. And so I decided, well, let's just use the charm pack. Even if I don't like some of them now, we're going to use them and we're going to make scrappy quilts. And then I'll probably give most of those scrappy quilts, except for maybe one. I'll keep one for my bed probably, but the rest of them I'm going to give to my grandkids. Because they're going to be so colorful, they'll love it. Okay, I have now gone all the way around the board. I am on the Atlantic, 10 minutes walk from my house, and we see icebergs this time of the year. That's why it's cold. Yep. So those icebergs you see in Newfoundland are coming from Ilulissat, where the skyscraper size ones come from. They're the same ones that sunk the Titanic. They came from Greenland. Gotta love those scrappy projects. Yes, indeed. You're going to see I have doggy ears on here. I'm not going to cut them off yet because I want to make sure I have all these triangles going in the right direction. That's something I learned with this other block. Don't cut them off until you know you have every one of these triangles going the right way. All right, so we're going to set that first one here. No, wait. Yeah, that goes there. So, because I'm going to go backwards now on this block. Okay, I think. That's wrong. Oh, let's sit here about get myself confused here. This is where I have it now or where it needed to be before. Yeah, you're right. That doesn't look right. Because I started on this side, I think. All right. See how I get easily confused? It's so funny. Okay. Yep. I realized it was wrong. That's wrong. I think. Yep. They're wrong. Which means I'm, dang it. It turned the wrong way. Oh, I just needed to turn them. Dadgum. See what I mean? Easy peasy here when you're not thinking about it. All right, I need to turn this back around like this. That's right, because they got to be upside down. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking. All right, I just needed to turn them around. Okay. Now you see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I was about to scare myself for a minute, thinking I did them all wrong. The white fabric should be nested to the large. Yep, you're right. See how easy it is for me to get them turned around? I wasn't joshing you when I said I was angle challenged. Yep. And I'm letting y'all see me do this because then you'll understand what I mean about making mistakes very easily with these triangles. Okay, so that one goes on there like that. Ah, now I should be able to get them around there the way they're supposed to be without getting mixed up here. And what I'll do is once I sew this part to this other triangle, I'll cut off all the dog ears. Okay, because what I'm going to do is we're going to do all these flying geese. Get the triangles done first, and then we'll start making the flying geese. Okay. I think this looks so cool like that with those, even though it's a bit challenging, it's a lot of fun. I am enjoying putting it together this way because it's definitely helping me learn. So what do y'all think about this block so far? I know it's not sewn together yet, but we're making progress. All right. There. We got one more to go. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay. Now we got this last one to lay down there, and then we can start sewing them together. Okay. All right. Now what we have to do is you should trim off the dog ears for one thing, and I think I'm going to sit here and do that now where I can put it back in place where I don't get confused. I'm going to go ahead and cut the dog ears off now that I know everything's in the right angle. And then we'll put it back on here. That way I don't get confused. So this is a little bit of a process. I know these are all extra steps, but I want this to go together properly. So besides those of you who have been working on this block on your own, hey, Pat, don't forget to show your block, by the way. And those of you who have been doing it, don't forget to show it over on my Facebook group. And if you're not on Facebook, you can email me at living.greenland2011@gmail.com. We're almost there with the dog ears off. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is we are going to start and we're going to sew this to this triangle. So you're just going to flip it over like so. Make sure you got it all lined up and then put it up underneath the machine and sew it. Make sure that you're only sewing on this one side. Don't get it turned around because that does matter which side you sew it on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this first one. And if you need to pin it, that's okay too. Oh. Hang on a minute, y'all. I have to fix something real quick. I accidentally pulled that seam over and I didn't want it pulled over. So I'm going to have to fix it. Because I want these seams to be open. So I'm going to have to go back and fix that problem. Because I want it to lay down flat. Okay, so now we're going to take the next one and do the same thing without the dog ears. They're all over the place. Okay, so just turn it and sew it. Okay, Pat, I would love to see it because this block is really cool. Inez says beautiful. Laura says beautiful. Jody says very pretty. Thank you, guys. Okay, now we're going to do the next one. Flip it over. Sew down that one side. There are times when I wish we could have music while we're doing this, especially when I'm by myself, so that there's no dead space in here. So, has anything interesting happened in y'all's lives this week that you feel like talking about? Some good things maybe have happened that you'd like to share? Sylvia says house chores done, so now I can sew. Yay. I have two on things that we're going to be doing with Nikolai's home. One of them is I'm hoping that the snow will be completely gone because it looks like it's almost gone enough in our yard that we should be able to work with it a little bit because I want to go buy some lumber and build some raised beds because I want to grow vegetables this summer because I'm tired of not being able to find lettuce in the store and figure out how I can grow tomatoes in the house without causing asthma trouble. Because the tomato plants give off a strong odor and sometimes it triggers my asthma a little bit. But I want some cherry tomatoes. I want to grow them in the house because it's too chilly. It's warm enough during the daytime for the tomatoes, but at nighttime it doesn't freeze or nothing. It's just that tomatoes like warmer temperatures. Unless I could find a cool season tomato. If I could find a cool season tomato, that would work. That tastes good. really hope I didn't sew that one on the wrong side. Dead space occasionally doesn't bother me, says Cynthia. My husband is home for a week. He works out of state. Quiet space doesn't bother me. Oh, okay. Okay, we got two more. We're working on the second to the last one now. And then we can start putting together these flying geese. All right, now we're down to the last one. Okay, we're coming along with this block. I'm glad I did this block ahead, did a sample block, because I feel like this is going a lot smoother. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying them out in the congratulations, Katie. Thank you. Oh, Kathy, sorry. I don't know why I said Katie for. I got great news. I got a new great grandbaby girl this week. Oh, awesome. Congratulations. Sorry, I read that wrong earlier. Hello, Ellen. Yeah, think for a minute. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to finger press and then I'll put them back on there where you can see them, okay? We're coming along here on this blocks. All right, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the doggy ears as well. And then we will put it right there on it. Yep, there we go. We're going to be going backwards on this block now. Okay, let's do the next one. That's outstanding news, Kathy, and it's good to see you in the channel. New life. Before I start sewing these flying geese, I am going to take this over to the iron and press all these with heat. That way everything's laying down properly before I attach it to the big triangle. Yeah, there we go. And that way, when I start the flying geese, everything will be laying flat like it should. Okay, so we're coming along. Cynthia says, cool season tomatoes, Alaska and Alaska. Oh, wait a minute. I need to be writing them down. You just give me some information I didn't have. Hold on, gotta find a pen. Because I was hoping somebody would know if there was any cool season tomatoes. Okay, cool season tomatoes. Because if I can grow them outside, that would be great. We have Alaska or Alaska Fancy. Aurora. Wow. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Do you know where I can order them from? cherry. There's a lot of them. Wow. Boxcar Willie, that's an interesting name. That's a few. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Katie. Sorry I fell asleep. It's okay. We all need rest. And I haven't, you were running it, so that's, I'm getting watch hours even if you're sleeping. So that's good. Okay. Okay. All right. Continue on moving around this. Thank you for the information. Now all I got to do is figure out where I can order them from. Because I'll order some and send them to a friend, and then they'll mail them to me. Because that shouldn't hurt. It might cost I don't know, less than $20, but that's worth it. If I can grow some tomatoes down here, I can put outside. You're welcome. There are tons more on that website. Can you? Oh, you can't share the website, can you? Oh, darn. Can you email me the website, Cynthia? Here's my email address. Wait a minute. Let me give you my email. If the bot gives it, there it is. Can you email me the website? Uh-oh, this one I have to resew. This one's on wrong. Yeah, and then I can just follow it easily. I got one I need to resew on, guys. Hold on a minute. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming to the live. Let me see what time were we on time. We're doing good on time. Yay. We might have this block down before the 2 hours is up. I at least hope so. Thank you, Cynthia. I really appreciate that. I should start asking more people from Alaska those kinds of questions. They might have all kinds of answers of what can be, because I have discovered I can grow mustard greens, collard greens, turnip greens, collard, did I say mustard, collard, turnips? Yep. Spinach, lettuce, carrots, potatoes, what else? Something else that I'm leaving off that I'm not thinking of right now. That definitely will grow good outside. All right, where's my leader at? Okay, let's resew this one back on. I had to resew one of them. It wasn't lined up right, and I want to make sure these are lined up properly. I got to be careful not to stretch. I need to give you. Ugh. I need to put somebody in a block. I need to block someone. Bear with me here. I'm going to go fix this right now. Okay. Hey, bear with me here for a minute. Sorry for the little, I'm taking a 2-minute break to fix this, okay? Someone's going into the trash can, so he can't come back in. Just gotta love people who do bad things. Community moderation. Let's add on another. Okay, let's see if that doesn't help. I don't know why I can't see where it says block him. That's weird. Okay, anyway, yep, immature is right. One thing about it, I'm getting better about not getting all hyper about it. Just deal with it and go on, you know? But what I could do is report his behind. Ah, now I figured it out. Moving on gives you freedom. Yes, it does. Katie, I went in and the messages should be hidden now. Thank you, Pat. And I also added a couple more words to my, there's a box. I didn't know if you noticed that or not. You can actually put words in there that's not allowed to be said in the channel, which is comical. Done, watch, let's see. Thank you, Cynthia. I'll check it after my live. Okay, now leaving to get to church. Have a good service. Enjoy your service. Moving on gives you freedom. Katie, I just posted my block in the Facebook group. Oh, right. I'm going to have to go over there and we're going to have to share it with everybody. Pat, don't let me forget to go over there and do that so everybody can see your block in the channel while we're live, because I'll go and share it. Let me get this up. I got 4 more to go and then I'll go do that. And then we can start these flying geese. But I also have to press before I start the flying geese. But we can share the picture of your block. All right, we got 3 more to go. I appreciate that so much, Cynthia. Now, if we could find cool season okra that will grow here. Oh, looks like I have another one. Yep, I got one more to fix here. Sorry, guys. There's a couple of them I'm having to fix because I guess I was speeding along too fast. I'm just redoing the seam part. It was too narrow. Sometimes I do that. My eyes tease me. Okay. All right. Now let's put this back in here so that it's laying better where it's supposed to be. I will try, but my brain doesn't always work the way I want it to. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's get this out of here. We're going to start again. Put a new seam in. I need to pull these extra threads out so they're not caught in here. I've been thinking about, I really want to get my machine serviced, but the only way to do that is I have to send it to Denmark. But I've been thinking about how I could get around that due to, you know, I depend on this for YouTube, you know, my sewing. It has occurred to me that maybe I can make a bunch of pre-records that could cover me for the whole month that my machine's gone. Uh-oh, that doesn't look right. Yeah, something happened here. Because I think my feed dogs might need adjusting or something. They've been acting weird. And I've cleaned them, so that's not the problem. They're not misworking. They just, sometimes when they take the fabric through, it does something weird, like what it just did on this block. It's not going through properly. It could be because I've been using pens a lot lately. I noticed Nikolai hasn't come into the chat tonight. He must be busy. Fishing's not going so good the past couple of weeks. Fishing's been slow. Not so many shrimps. I have a feeling that the water temperature is driving the shrimps more north, which means they're probably going to end up having to fish more north. I don't know if they'll do that or not. It's interesting how that works. All right, let's try doing this again because I don't know exactly what caused this, but it did. All right. Okay. I'm just checking to make sure I haven't missed something. All right, let's get this open. Yep, that looks much better. We're going to trim the dog ears off. We're down, we're fixing to have 2 more to do. Okay, got this done right here. All right. All right, now we're down to the second to the last. Now we have one more done. Yep, just gonna put the dog ears off of it. All right, we're down to the last one. Okay. Okay. All right. And the last one is here. Okay, let me go over and look. I'm going to go over to Facebook group and show you guys Denise's blog. Where are you? There you go. Okay. Oh, and I was already in the group. How about that? That's funny. I guess that's what I went to. I was working in the GreenlandQuilter group last night, and then I went to bed, so I must have left it sitting up. Okay. Oh, it looks beautiful. Okay. Wait a minute. All right. I'm going to share the screen so everyone can see, but I cannot see the chat when I do that. All right. Let's see. We want to share screen. Oh, there you are. And there's, all right. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Over here. All right. And then let me see if I can see the chat at the same time. Okay, this is Pat's block, y'all. So have a look. Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice work is right. It looks great. Okay. All righty. So we have shared your work. Now I'm going to close this off and let's get back to okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this over to the iron and press it real quick. So bear with me here for a minute. Let me think of something. Pat says, I see my mistake. I guess Jack is coming out. All right. Hey, Kathleen, welcome, welcome. All right, so let me move over to the iron for a minute. Nor get down. Now it's really, the iron's really hot now. Ouch. Okay, we've got them all pressed now. All I got to do now is we're going to start sewing. And make sure I got everything lined up. Nora, don't you bother this. No, leave it. I don't want you knocking this off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am working on the 1000 block. Here, let me show you the screen. I'm doing blocks from this book called Quiltmakers 1000 Block Book, and we are on page 504, and we're doing block number 993 called the Churned Star. So that's what we're working on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start putting the flying geese on. And what I'll do is I'll go around the design board, doing one side first. All right. Let's go ahead and start sewing. I might need to pin these so they don't move. Nora, come in here. I might have to get up and go give her some Amasat. So because she's right on cue. She knows what time of it's weird how this dog knows what time of the day it is. Where do you get the book? You can get the book on Amazon. You can also stop. You can also get it on actually, hang on a minute. I need to find a link. Let me find a link. You can also buy it from Barnes and Noble, actually. I found it over on there because I was looking on Amazon, and see, Amazon 2 weeks ago had a lot of them, and now a lot of them is sold out again. And so when I was looking for them, I ended up discovering I could also find them on Barnes and Noble. So let me get the link for you guys. Stop, Nora. Okay, I need to go here and then go there, because I think I posted the link in the description box of this live video, I think. Let me go look and see if I did. All right, live. We're going to look at the description box, and I'll share the link. Well, I thought I was going to share it with you. All right, hold on a minute. Let me go see if I can find it. All right. Where's the one I saw from Barnes and Noble? There it is. Okay, here's the link from Barnes and Noble, because they definitely have them in stock. Or yeah, you can ship the item, or you can pick it up in the store if you can find it in the store nearest you. But I would just say ship the darn thing. Okay, Here is the link. Hey, Canadian family, how are you? Okay, there's the link for that. Okay, and for those of you who have a channel, you can type the word exclamation selfie to share your channel. All right, let me go ahead and get started on this block because I want to get this finished. We're getting close to that 2-hour mark. And I was really hoping I would get this finished before I hit that mark, but I don't think so now. All right. I need to put my board back here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. I'm sewing the right side on first. So we're going to turn this over. So what I'm doing is I'm pinning as I go along, and then I'll sew it. That way we're keeping this straight. Okay. We're going to keep on moving around the board. And we're sliding in, just getting it done here. You're welcome, Kathleen. Did you send places? Did you see the seed places I sent you? The tomatoes are in the catalog. No, hang on, Robin. Can you email them to me? Because the reason the only oh darn it, only moderators can post links, so I didn't see it. So if you don't mind, would you email it to me, please? And here's my email address. Unless you want to be now, if you want to be a moderator, I'll moderate you. Let you be a moderator, and then you can share the link. So I'm not just going to give. Yeah, I'm not going to assume you want to be a moderator. If you want to be a moderator to share the link, let me know, and we can do it that way. Hi, Brina. How are you? I mean, I don't mind having moderators. That's not the problem. It's just I don't want to make the assumption that you want to be one. Not everybody has an interest in that. Let me know, Robin. The bot keeps people from posting links. Joyce, what have you been working on this week? And how have you been, Raina? I hadn't seen you in a little while. Okay, let's get this next one. Why are you giving me a hard time? Uh-oh. Something happened to the camera. Hang on, I'll fix the camera in just a second. Isn't that always something? You always got technology issues. Darn annoying. I just have been crocheting. Hang on, let me see if I can fix this camera, y'all. I don't know exactly what happened. All right. For some weird reason, it logged itself off. Hmm. This camera's or this phone is ancient. Okay, let's try again. Okay, that's a very strange angle. What's going on here? I don't know why it looks weird like that right now. Don't. Okay, so we got all the one side done. Okay, so I'm taking them out and we're gonna put them back on there. Let's see. Raina says she's doing better now. I have missed several chats. I was in the hospital for a few days from emergency gallbladder surgery. Oh my goodness. I hope you're feeling better now. Joyce says she's been crocheting. And Robin says Johnny Select seeds and Baker Creek heirloom seeds. Okay, let me write that down. I think I bought from Johnny's before when I lived in Florida. I didn't know they were still around. But the other one I've never heard of. Baker Creek heirloom seeds. Got it. Okay. Nora, no. I'm probably going to have to go give her something to eat in a minute. I don't know why this is being weird. I'm going to have to use the iron on this one. Hold on a minute, you guys. All right. Yeah, we can put it back. Okay. All right. There we go. And we'll continue on. What is the bot doing? That's funny. There's a delay on the bot. That's interesting. Can you see her down here? I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, I do know. I do know what you want. You're gonna have to wait a minute. I'll stop. We're not gonna leave that like that. In fact, I'm gonna leave that on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that seam going that one way. Let's turn this one this way. Or not. Nope, I'm gonna leave them open. You guys are still with me, right? Let me know you're still here. I hope that didn't something happen with the internet. And it, because I'm just realizing that it looks like the Joyce says, but I need to get back into the sewing room and work on some blocks I've been procrastinating finishing. Well, sometimes you have to take a break. It's okay to take a break. I know that feeling. Let me know you're still here, please. Okay, Sherry, so I'm good. Okay, good, good. Because it looked like something happened. And that what might have been what knocked the phone out, because the phone just, I don't know what happened with it. I will give you some fish in a minute. Let me finish this one flying geese side, and then we'll take it over to the ironing. While I get ready to iron, I'll go get you some fish to snack on. Okay, we got that side. Now we got one more. Okay, thank you, Raina. Thank you, Joyce and Pat and Sherry. Okay, I was just making sure because something, I don't know, it was weird. I noticed I was watching a movie on, or something on YouTube, I don't remember which, last night. And suddenly, right in the middle of what I was watching, I couldn't hear any sound anymore. Would you please get down? Get down. Wait. Wait. Yeah, I hear your stomach grumbling. You would think that this dog thought she was starving to death, but she's not. Okay, now let's get this other one on the board. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to the iron and press them, but I'm also going to go get her some amasat so she can get appeased for a little while. And then, because I'm close to finishing this, and then I can feed her. Girl, don't be inhaling them where you're going to choke yourself. Goodness. All right, let's get these pressed. I already pressed that one. One more to go. Then we'll start sewing the other side. And then we're going to be putting this block together. Okay. Now that we've got that part done. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sewing the other side of the flying geese. And you're just going to flip it over, get everything lined up right, and then you're going to sew down the seam. What did you say you were getting the pup? The CC translated is getting the amasat is a Greenlandic word for a type of small fish. It's in the smelt family. It's in the same family as like sardines and a fish that's actually called a smelt. Here in the spring, in fact, that soon the fishing will commence on that particular fish, but they're about this long, anywhere from this long to about this long, and that's as big as they get. And they, when they catch them, they dry them on racks, so they're dried fish. They don't clean them or nothing because they don't have scales on them. But people like to eat them dried. But my dog loves them. And so I give her like 3 or 4 of them. Every so often, every now and then, I'll find some in the store. And when I do, I'll buy a bag of them for her. But most of the time, Nikolai's mom, I don't know where she gets them from. I think they come from up north. Her mother sends them to her, and she'll send to us some. And we feed them to the dog. Because this fish is good for dogs. Very good for dogs. Especially wild fresh one. I would not feed farm fresh. I would not feed farm raised fish to dogs. But if it's wild caught fish, that's different. And I feed everything to her in raw form. None of it's cooked. So when she eats a fish, she eats the bone and everything. And I know what you're about to say. Wait a minute. You say you're feeding your dog fish bones? You can feed it raw. You can feed any bone raw. It's when it becomes cooked that's the problem. And dogs in the wild are wolves and other canine dogs, canine animals like foxes, wolves, coyotes. They all will eat bone and all. So it's definitely not harmful. I still get squeamish thinking about feeding her bones, but so far no trouble. Of course, with salmon, because we feed her salmon too, sometimes Nikolai will pull out the rib part of it, but leave the spine part and let her eat that part of it. Because sometimes even he feels a little leery about it. Listening to a radio talk show this morning, the host said he had eaten whale. He described it as it tastes like. It does not. He said it tastes as being the liver says not fatty, no marbling. Wait a minute. He ate liver or he ate whale meat? You can't convince me to eat liver. I don't even like liver. Too much of it in my childhood. Forced. To me, whale meat tastes like um, it's the texture of like a beef tenderloin, but it tastes. It's hard for me to describe it because I say it tastes like the ocean, but I don't mean that in a literal way. When if you've been away from the coast for hours or whatever, or if you've never been to the coast but only once in a while you go, and your nose will pick up long before you get to the coastline. You pick up that smell of the sea, and the meat kind of tastes like that, but doesn't taste like it. It's clean though. It's the cleanest meat I've ever eaten. It's crazy. But I don't eat any of the fat or anything like that. Nikolai does, but I don't. You give it to me in a steak, I'll eat it. But if you do it any other way, you can forget it. Not happening. But see, I don't like beef boiled either. He likes to make whale soup. And my mother used to like to make beef stew all the time. And I cannot stand beef cooked that way. He has eaten a whale meat. His description is very odd. I wonder what kind of whale he was eating. Yeah, the bone is very soft. Yep. Yeah, sardines are the same thing. Exactly. And I think sardines and smelt and this amazot. I'll see if I can't find the scientific name of the fish itself because I do have a fish book of Greenland fish here somewhere, and I'll find it. And we'll talk about the fish that you can eat here. And yeah, and they've been eating this for thousands of years. They like to. They also like to dry cod on racks. They'll catch cod, and they have these big, huge drying racks that sit outside in the air, and they dry it right there on the rack. And then in the winter months, they will eat that with the dried fish along with whale blubber or whale fat or seal blubber. We got one more flying geese, and then we can start sewing this whole block together. I was seeing there was a news thing the other day. I think it was yesterday actually. There was Iceland was talking about no longer hunting whales, which is something interesting. I don't know if they mean um everyone or if they were doing it on a industry level. I don't know. I don't know a lot about Iceland's whaling situation. Here it's individuals that hunt whales. There's no commercial company doing it. That's illegal. And there's no commercial companies that hunt seals either. Both are illegal here. Oh, regular fishermen, they can do it, or hunters, they can do it because when they're hunting, they're not hunting to sell food. They're hunting to feed their family, and they definitely, if they have too much, like if they hunt a whale and they have more meat than they can handle for their family, they will take it into the community and they'll sell it that way at the fresh. There's a we call it the fish market, and you can go down there and buy excess of what a hunter or a fisherman may have caught because a lot of people don't have boats, so they can't go out hunting and fishing. So the next best thing is go down to the fish market where hunters have brought their catch in, after they've got what they want out of it, and they will sell it to the public. And it's not pricey either. In fact, eating seafood here is cheaper than eating it in the United States. These flying geese look weird, but I'm going to live with it. But I am definitely going to have to press them. Seal oil is too rich for me, says Sylvia. I can't stand the smell of it. That's why I'm put off and don't want to eat any of it. Uh-oh. This one's too narrow. Well, crud. What did I do wrong here? All right, I got one I got to resew. Salmon's not hard. Salmon has, I'm trying to remember if salmon has scales on it or not. I seem to think that they do. I think. It's either salmon or cod that has scales. It's one of the two. I'm so used to when I'm almost sure it's the salmon though, I think. Because when we go out with Torben and Ellie and if it may be that trip just happens to be salmon fishing, um everything gets cleaned right on the back of the boat, and once it's been processed, everything goes into freezer bags, and then all of the stuff that's been taken from the fish is either put out on land for the wildlife or thrown back in the water for fish to eat. They make sure that nature gets any of it wants. Return nature to nature. Sorry, this is taking a little longer. I knew this was going to take a bit of time, me doing the triangles and stuff. And I'm pretty sure we're running over the 2 hour mark now. Oh, we're way up. Wait, 7:30, 8:30. Wait, no, we're not. We're about to hit the 2 hour mark in about 10 minutes. It's probably going to run a little over 2 hours. Sorry, guys. But it's not going to run into Donna's, because Donna's thing starts, I think, at 10 my time. Unless, of course, she moved it up. I know she's been doing that lately. Hi, Jean. Hi, Denise. See, Denise knew. I couldn't remember which one. It's been a while since I've been salmon fishing with Torben. But we are definitely going to go out with them in August. I'm hoping to go out sometime before then, though, when they start fishing and stuff. I want to go out when he's going to go hunting for reindeer. I would like to go out during that time frame. So I'm going to mention it to him that I would like to go out when he knows he's going to go reindeer hunting, because I want to see if I can get some organ meat for Nora. For specifically like the kidneys, or I don't know, maybe I'm trying to think what else is organ meat. I have to look it up because she won't eat liver, which is odd. Maybe she doesn't like the smell of it, because I couldn't convince Coda to eat it either. Dogs are funny. Sometimes when it comes to a raw diet, there's just some things they just flat out won't eat. It smells funky to me. I can't eat whatever it is. Yeah, see, and I think that's what happens with dogs. They get the wrong whiff of something. And I tried, and liver is like organ. Um, a lot of people will feed your dog heart. Hearts are not organs. Heart is a muscle. So she already gets plenty of muscle meat, between what I feed her. I would like to take her off the, oh my gosh, it's still not right. What the heck is going on here? That must need to be moved up. Yeah, darn it. I'm having trouble with one of these flying geese, you guys. Hold on a minute. It's the where the point goes is it's like less than a quarter, and it shouldn't be like that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of weird. I must need to move the triangle set up a little bit. I might not have moved it up enough. Beans and tortillas done here. Do you make your tortillas homemade, or do you buy them already made? I just checked. Donna is on in 30 minutes at 4 p.m. Is she on Pacific time? Wait a minute. I thought Donna lived on the East Coast. Did she move to the West Coast and I didn't know about it? I would like to learn how to make homemade ones. It's still 10 o'clock my time. So I'm good to go until 10 o'clock, and then y'all will want to go over there. I was gonna try to get finished before then, where I could just dump you over there. Okay. So 4 p.m. East, 4 p.m. Pacific time is 10 o'clock my time. 7 would be 8, 9 to, yep, 10 o'clock my time, even Eastern Standard Time. So, yep, I'm okay so far on the time. I still got 25 minutes left, or 35 minutes left before she starts her live. So hang with me here. We might get it done before then, I hope. That's troubleshooting work. I'm just having an issue with this one half square triangle, or yeah, this one flying geese being weird. I'm not sure what its problem is. So I'm going to redo it one more time. And if it doesn't go this time, then I'm leaving it. Like to learn how to make good corn tortillas? They are healthy for you. I'd like to learn how to make both the flour and the corn. Because I wouldn't mind making quesadillas out of them. All right, let's try this again, you guys. Let's hope this one works this time. If not, it's just going to stay the way it is. I don't know why this one's being difficult. Okay. Sorry about this, y'all. I knew I'd run into some problem. Okay. Let's see what I got. Ah, it's much better. I don't know what I was doing, but weird. And once I get these other two, I have them sewn. I just need to get them pressed open. Then I'll take them over to the iron and flatten them all out. And then we are going to put this block together. Yep, here's another one with a narrow one. Wow. What about this other one? Let's see if this one's the same. They're both the same. Ah, whatever I'm doing wrong, I need to figure out. Because there's not enough sewing space. I can't leave them. I have to take them out. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go with this and do it properly. Because both of them are the same problem. So I know next weekend is Easter weekend. Do you guys do family things for Easter? I don't celebrate the holiday itself, but I'm just curious what y'all do. What do you like to do for Easter? Katie, you're doing fine. Take your time. Thank you, Pat. I need to fix my bot too, looks like. Easter is April 20th. Today is Good Friday. Oh, that's this weekend, right? Oh, oh, it's this weekend. Sorry. Which means I didn't go to town today, so I bet everything was closed today. And then Monday's going to be these holidays over here sometimes drive me a little bit batty because you've got Sunday and Monday as a holiday here. Friday, Sunday, and Monday. Smoked brisket, making potatoes, deviled eggs, and some vegetables. That sounds yummy. Hi, Candace. That sounds tasty. All right, let's see if this is any better. I have a feeling it's not. Well, it's a little better. It's doable. I didn't have this trouble yesterday. I don't know why I'm having trouble today. All right. Let's get this one ripped out and re-sewn again too. One thing about this block is because we have a flat side to sew these points to, it's not going to be too difficult to get them sewn properly without knocking off the point, which will be good. All right, let's get you ripped out. See. Okay, we've got this one ripped out now. We'll resew it. Well, Jack has gone back to his hole and I fixed the block. Yep, that's what I'm sitting here doing too. We've been busy with the seam ripper here. Busy, busy. You gonna repost a picture of it, Candace? I mean, sorry, Pat. That's who I meant that for. Are you gonna repost a picture? Candace says she's cleaning and doing laundry right now. I hope to get some sewing done later. Okay, I hope you do too. I think what I'm going to make me a salad here soon after I finish this live, and then I'm probably going to come back in here and continue on working with my Phoenix to try to get caught up. Now that I finally got my kit, I can try catching up with everybody and get the first three ones done. So I'm going to concentrate on that tonight. Tomorrow I'll be I don't know, maybe I'll sew my Phoenix tomorrow as well during the live. I couldn't decide on what I wanted to work on tomorrow. Sunday, Sean and I are sewing on my channel, and we are going to start the Woven Star Sunday for the Star Climber. Normally, me and him get together the first Sunday of the month, but he had things getting in the way, so we had to postpone it. And that's why we're doing it this weekend. And so I don't know if we'll get any viewers or not, but it'll be at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see y'all there on Sunday. I think this woven block is going to be a lot of fun. And then next month it'll be his turn to host. And we're just going to continue on working on the Star Climber. I'm not sure if we're going to have a cutoff. This is still wrong. Oh my God. What is going on? So put the seam over that way. Will I make it bigger? Let me narrow the seam a little bit. Maybe the seam is too wide, even though it's 1/4 of an inch. See if that does come into play. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this all of a sudden. I've done everything properly. See if that's what I need to do before I redo the whole thing one more time. Bear with me here. I'm almost there, y'all. I wasn't expecting this to be a problem, considering I didn't have any trouble with it yesterday when I made the block. Okay, now let's take this one out. See if that made any difference or not before I do any changes to it. Yep, that's exactly what the problem is. Okay, now I know what the problem is. So we are going to axe out like that. Oh boy. What page is this book on? Oh, it's on page 504, and it's block number 993. We had snow the last 2 days. It finally stopped us up. Wow. We've had wind coming from the south for the last 2 days, and so all the snow that we had is disappearing. The lake, I might be wrong, but I think the lake is thawing out because it has a dark color to it up underneath the snow. And usually when it looks like that, it's a signal that it's changing temperatures. It could be that the water's already flipped. How you doing, Fern King? Hope you're doing good. All right, let's redo this one more time, and then we're going to leave it alone if it doesn't fix it. but I think I know what I was doing wrong, so we're going to deal with that now. Okay, so we're going to make a little bit of a narrow seam. A little. Maybe that 1/4 inch was just too big. Okay. I'm just going to do a loose 1/4 inch. I have a feeling this is going to cause me some grief when we start sewing stuff together. All right, let's see if that didn't fix it. Yep, it's better than it was. It's not perfect, but it's better. All right, now we can go over to the iron and press all these flying geese, and then we'll be ready to sew all the blocks together. Okay, so I now have this done. All right, I'm moving over to the iron, so you won't be able, well, I don't know, you might, I could turn the camera. What are you doing, Nora? Okay. All right, let's start with this one. Set seam. All right. Uh-oh. Okay. Open. Ouch. I'm almost there. I got 2 more to do, guys, and then I'll be ready to sew this together. I'm going to have to do some trimming of dog ears, of course, but outside of that, it'll be ready to go. One more. I think that this Phoenix PMQ that I signed up for is going to be interesting with the colors of it, because it's the first time I'll be, because remember, some of y'all helped me to make a decision on doing the Phoenix, because it even though it's batiks, the colors are outside my wheelhouse, which is interesting. Well, mainly the green. There's 3 different shades of green. And then there's this interesting color. I'm not sure what to make of it. It looks like it's, I don't know, gray, blue, and green, and all in the same spectrum. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that color within the block itself. But I'm beginning to think that maybe the green is going to be the spectacle for this whole quilt. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut some dog ears off of here because I hadn't done it yet. Make sure I got them turned the right way so we don't have an accident. Like I said, there's a couple of these flying geese that are weird looking. I don't know why they look this way, but they do. Okay, now let's get these other two done. Okay, one more. All right. All right. Like I said, there's a couple of these that are very weird looking. All right, which could cause me grief putting it together. Okay, now we've got them all ready to go. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew the center together first. We're going to go ahead and join this side right here. And then we'll go this side, and then join them all together. So let's go ahead and sew one side on here. I like your fabric you are using. Thank you. I'm good too, Fern King. Do you have a first name that you would like to share? You don't have to if you don't want to, though. I get that. So on this block, now we have some seams here that we not only do we have to do the outer edges, but we also have a seam here and a seam here that needs to be lined up because there's a seam back here. But that's only on two sides. The long side, we won't have to worry about that. I'm gonna do my scissors. Oh boy. Okay, so first thing I'll do is just get these seams lined up. Put a pin through the seams so that I can line them up properly. And I'm working with dark color, which I'm having a hard time seeing for some weird reason. I don't know what it is about dark color, but sometimes I can't see the seam so good. The fabric I'm using is Batik's Fabric King, which I think everybody pretty much knows I like using a lot of. I do have a lot of cotton too. I don't know. I've been having fun with Batiks lately. It's so easy to do things with Batiks compared to the cotton to me because I can mix colors and not worry about them clashing with each other. Oh, Fern is actually your name. Wow. Well, hello, Fern. That is very cool. Nora, you need to come back in here. I can't see what you're doing. All right, we got one side pinned on. Now I'm going to go ahead and pin the other side on as well. That way I can just flop it around and do the other side. Nora, what are you doing? Yep, I hear you, but I'm not. Yeah. Shh. No. Nora, stop. No, you're gonna knock this off. Don't. She wants me to finish feeding her. That's what she's complaining about. Stop. You are not you're not. Oh my God. Go lay down. Go get in your bed. Go get in your bed. Go get in your bed. Bed. Time for bed. Ah, you found your ball. Okay, we can live with the ball thing. Yep, play with your ball. Yep, attack your ball. Ah, she found her little ball. Yep, occupy yourself with your ball. You'll get some attention soon. Okay, we got this side done. Now we got both sides pinned. Okay. We're running out of time. Okay. All right. Now let's get the other side done and then we can press it. And then we'll be ready to sew all these pieces together. Okay. Yeah, her tail's always wagging. She's a happy dog. She gets, you know, sometimes like what you just saw her, she was, yeah, she's complaining, but she's wagging her tail at the same time. Funny. All right, we got that side done. Now we're going to take it over to the iron and press it. That way we can get everything ready to go for the rest of this part. Move. You're going to have to move a minute, baby. Move. Move aside. Oh, stop. Whiny baby. Whiny butt. You are. You're a whiny butt. Get down. Okay. Now let's get these seams pressed open. And then we'll be ready to go to the next part of this block. This block is going to be pretty like the other one. I think it will be anyway. It'll be a good looking block. And you're going to see that the churn gas is starting to come together. I mean, the churned part of it, that is. All right. Oh, that didn't do right. Okay, now then, let's get back on sewing some more stuff to it. Okay. All right, now you'll see where I am on this. And here we go. We got the center done. So now what I'm going to do is I'll be sewing these blocks to the centers on both sides, and then we'll combine the whole thing together. So let's go ahead and do this part first. All right. I made last week's. I can't wait to make this one. If you can share the pictures of your blocks over in the GreenlandQuilter group, Fern, if you like. Raina says, I can stay also, give you a little more watch time. Thank you. I'm here until you finish, says Laura. I'll also stay until you go to the end. Thank you, everybody, because I'm so close to finishing. And I'm sorry it's running into Donna stuff. That was not my intention. I tried so hard not to do that. Okay, let's get this side done on this one. And then all we have to do is join the other side, and then I'll press them, and then we're going to put this whole thing together. And then we will have a finished block. Yay! Okay, let's go ahead and get these other two. And we're going to go ahead and sew them on the other side, and then I'll press this whole thing afterwards. Turn them around. Let's get these sewn on. I hope I didn't just do something wrong here. All right, let me get this on here. Okay. I think I need to cut these apart. There we go. That's okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and run this through the machine, and then we'll do the second one, and then we'll be ready to go. That bot is doing weird things. I must not have the timer set right. Right, now we're going to get the other one on. We're almost there. All right. Okay. We just got this one more seam to do, and then I'll press everything, and then we'll get this block put together. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the iron and press these, and then we're going to start putting this block together. And I'm probably going to switch the camera so you can watch me do that part, because everything's going to come off the design board. Okay, all right, we'll move that aside. We're going to turn the camera around. There we go, we got that done. I hope that's good enough. Okay, be right back. I'm going to iron this real quick. Move, Nora. Gotta move. Okay. Now, press these things open. Okay. One more thing and then we'll be ready to go here. All right, now we can get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we are going to start one side. Y'all still there? I'm going to see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the pinning process because I have some seams I have to line up. Let's get rid of some end tails so they don't get in the way. Okay, so let's pin this one. Okay, yep, okay, just checking because the channel kind of didn't move for a little while. Okay. All right, now we're going to get this side. Ouch. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to match these seams here because there's two sets of seams here we've got to match, and both sides have a point. Well, it's where this churn dash part's going to come into play. So I got to make sure I hit both of them in the same spot so that there's no visible change in the difference. This blue definitely teases my eyeballs. All right, let me get this pin in this other side. Wow, that's a really big one. Okay, we're just gonna have to leave it like that. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, let me see if I can get this moved up high enough. Okay, then we need to deal with this. Okay, now we're gonna switch it to the other side. I need to make sure I have everything just right over here, or as close to right as I can get it. Okay. Just making sure everything's laying down flat. Okay, one more pin and then we'll be ready. Okay, I think I got everything, well, except this. All right, let's run it through the machine and see what happens. Hey, Mary G, how are you? Okay, I need a leader because the other one's worn out. All right, let's take one of these. Hello, been lurking in the background. Good to see you, Mary G. This block is going to be a little bit messy, I think. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Nora. Excuse, I'll be right back, guys. You want to get in trouble? Get in there. Get in your bed. Go. Go on. Get in your bed. Get over there. I know you. You silly girl. Always mischievous when she's bored. Okay. Because I'm not paying attention to her right now. All right. Let's have a quick peek. See if everything looks okay. Of course not. Both of these are off. Well, I'll go back and fix them later. Okay, let me get these lined up here. There's definitely something going on with this block that's not supposed to be happening. Okay, got that lined up. Let me go around to the back side of this and have a look. Okay, line this other side up. And we need to line up the middle. Bear with me here, guys. I'm real close to getting this done. I just need to get everything to lay down properly. I really should think about switching over to my professional side of this machine so that I can get even more accurate quarter seams. Because from what I hear, once you switch over to it, you don't want to go back to the other way. I just need to make sure I have all the right feet. Okay, now we need to put pins in the other side of this. So let's do that so that it doesn't move. Okay. Let's see what happens with this side. Ooh. All right. Sorry, got to go feed my animals and myself. Sorry, I got to go feed my animals and myself. Blocks are looking good. Thank you, Joyce, for staying as long as you did. I'm about to press it and it'll be ready to go. See? I just need to press it. Here we go. So we have finished this block. So we're all done. Okay, so this is block 6. So let me show you the prototype. Here's the one I practiced with. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what we'll be doing in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, we will do block number. Hold on a minute. I gotta go look it up. Okay. Let me go scroll over to my Facebook. No. Yeah, it's Facebook. Yeah, I like them both. I just need to work on a couple seams and fix it. And I'm not doing that on the live. I'll do it when I'm not getting stressed out about it. Okay, so let me go find the blocks. Because I got to remember which one I'm doing next. And somebody's been posting pictures in the Facebook group. Oh, yay, I get to show them off. Wow, whose block is that? You know what, Pat? Your pivot point block is really gorgeous. Okay, we are now down to, let's see. Well, I got to find the darn. I should have had this already wrote down. Sorry, guys. I'm deciding I think I'm gonna make the decision to not do the thread, the one that looks like a thread spool, because we didn't get hardly any feedback on that block, and I tend to think that maybe most everyone's not interested in that particular block. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is gonna be called To the Point, which is, yeah, hang on, let me find it. I'll tell you what page number and everything it's on. I don't know why I didn't have that written down in here somewhere. Katie, how did you hang your crocheted mandala behind? It's on 1.5 hula hoops. So I bought 2 hula hoops, and then I cut one. When I determined the circumference that I needed, then I cut one of the hula hoops in half to match it. And someone sent me some their fitters for plastic pipe, and because when I cut it, I realized I needed an additional fitter, which didn't come because only one fitter comes in these hula hoop kits. And so I was like, oh my God, I can't mount it still. And so someone from Florida, she went to the hardware store and she bought me some plastic fittings and sent them to me, and I was able to get it mounted on the hula hoop. And then the hula hoop itself is hanging on small, tiny little nails all the way around. Because I didn't use really big nails. I'm trying to find the block that we're supposed to be doing, so bear with me here. I don't know why I didn't have it marked. I'm always doing stuff like this. You'd think by now. Where are you? because we're going to be doing to the point. As soon as I find it, I'll show it to you. But that was how I got it on the wall. I want to put a back on it, you know, like a fabric back, but I don't see how I could do that and still remount it back to the hula hoop. I don't know if that's even possible. There's a thought about putting a back on it to give it a little more, because I'm going to have to retighten the some of the where I sewed it on. I've noticed it's stretched a little bit, which, you know, that's pretty normal for cotton, and you know, things settle when you hang things up. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so I'm looking for the blocks. So give me a couple minutes. I'm looking for them. But anyway, I definitely think the one that's called Common Thread, I'm gonna leave that one out. And I'm gonna give you a choice of it. I'm gonna put a couple more blocks up on both the community tab and the Facebook group, and let y'all choose which one you want to do after we do to the point. Because we might as well keep on going the way we're going with all these interesting blocks. Where are you? I know you're here. Where did you go? Oh, there it is. I found it. So, for those who have the book, it's on page 467. It's block number 919, and it's called To the Point. And hang on, I'll show you the block. Try to anyway. There's the block. And here is the layout of the block. And I don't know why my camera's showing this backwards. That is very weird. Thank you, Raina. It took me a year to do it. I mean, it was a year-long crochet along. I did that one, and I also did, well, this was my second crochet along I participated in. The first one was Sophie's Universe, and that one was a year-long also. And I actually have that one laying over here. And this one, the Sophie's Universe, was done in worsted, regular worsted yarn. And then when they started doing the mandala, the very center up here, I noticed that a lot of people were still using the worsted, and I'm like, golly, that's going to be huge. And I didn't want my mandala, I didn't want one that was that, because they're huge when you're doing them with the big thick yarn. And so I'm like, I have a lot of DMC, so I use DMC number 3, Lily number 3, Red Heart number 3, and then I discovered I had another brand I didn't know I had. So anyway, that's what this is number 3 cotton yarn. And I used a 2mm hook, I think, either 2 or 2.5. I don't remember which. That was a long time ago. So anyway, okay, so everybody got the information about To the Point? And I will post the information again over on Facebook and on the community tab. And I'm going to make a new poll and pull 2 blocks out of this book, random blocks, and ask you which one you want to do for block number 8. Yeah, because this next block will be block number. Raina says, I love Sophie's Universe. Also have saved the pattern to start. Yeah, I learned so many new things. Just, it was unbelievable. You know, all the stuff I learned. So, but I don't know if you saw this or not, Raina. Hang on a minute. Let me show you something real quick since we're talking about that. Let me see here. Well, I thought I was going to show you. Right. I keep moving things around here. When I move them, I don't put them back. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I put it down here. Maybe. Let's see if I put it down here. But I don't think so. No, I moved it again. Anyway, next Tuesday is this block for next Friday. It's for 2 Fridays from now. So it'll be 2 weeks from today that we'll do this next block, Fern, because I've been doing them every other week. The only reason this seems like we did 2 back-to-back ones is because last week I took the whole week off. And so I didn't sew it all last week. So that's why it seems like it might be back-to-back when it really wasn't. Okay, so that will be scheduled. Let me tell you the date. It will be scheduled for May. Every other week. It'll be scheduled for May 1st. No, May 2nd, sorry. Friday is May the 2nd. Yep, so the next one will be May the 2nd, which is the one I just told you what we're doing. Okay? And it, because I've been doing them every other week. And here's one for you. I haven't decided yet, but there is currently going to be 1, 2, 3. There's going to be 4 Thursdays in May. No, I'm sorry, 5 Thursdays in May, 5 Fridays in May, 5 Saturdays in May. Can you believe that? So normally, as I was saying, I do these blocks every other week, which means it would be the 2nd and the 16th, and then it could be on the 30th also, unless I decide to do a UFO, because I'm thinking about doing, since there's 5 weeks or 5 times, yeah, for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm liable to take those 3 days in a row and work on a UFO instead. Okay, next Tuesday or tomorrow, I will be working on the live. I will be working on my Phoenix. I think that's what I'm going to work on to get caught up. Then Sunday, Sean and I will be sewing the next installment of Star Climber, which will be at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Tuesday, I will be going live at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time to do a crochet together with Andy from Crafty Witch and Shonda from Under the Needle. So there we go. You're to be congratulated on finishing your manual. Huge variety of stitches and a massive amount of work. Thank you, Rana. You want to know how many colors are in that? You want to guess? You'll be surprised how many I used in it. Let's see if you can guess how many. I appreciate the kudos on it too. Y'all hit that thumbs up before you leave too. And thank you for coming tonight. There's 32 colors in it, Rena. All right, y'all have a good night. Y'all mosey on over to Donna's. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for coming to my live tonight. Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do you do with all of that? You make something beautiful from it. Yeah, one of these days I might do one with that many. Yeah, it had, nope, just 32. But I'm going to make a quilt that has 100 colors in it at some point or another. I hope. That's my goal, is to make one quilt with all those colors in it. Anyway, I appreciate every one of you, and thank you for coming. Good night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow night on the next live, or tomorrow afternoon, your time.